Worst thing anybody's ever said to me, that you're a waste of time, that you're useless. And that was basically because of the way I was behaving.
The breakup of my first relationship, when she told me that she didn't want to be with me no more, and that was due to my drinking and drug use and stuff like that. That was hard. The rejection, you know, that was probably the worst thing that's ever been said to me.
All the chaos I've caused through my family and what they've been through, because they relive that every single day, throughout life, with everything I've done to them. My mum, she can't sleep at night. She says that she cries herself to sleep many times.
My husband telling me I'm just a mess, a liar. Can't believe anything I say. I don't think it's words. I think it's the hurt I see on people's face. My mum, my sister, my husband.
That was a rubbish mum.
Who said that?
You greeder. It was mum that said I was greedy, food-wise.
I'm a pisshead. I need to sort my life out. But really, they're not that bad. It's good advice, really. But to me, I took it as the worst thing because I was in denial.
Names, all the negative name calling.
Never me, nothing.
Yeah.
Never make nothing of myself. I'll never be anything.
That I'm going to kill myself. That you'll kill yourself with the drink. That's the worst one.
My name's Gareth Ayra. I started using substances probably around 14, aerosols, thinners and stuff, and progressed onto cannabis. Then when I was old enough, it was alcohol, recreational drugs. I stopped taking that stuff. Alcohol became a problem for me because I started drinking more. And then cocaine came into it and stuff. And
I'm Lily. I've been in addiction for 18 years. And it was really, really bad.
My name's Yvonne and I've been an alcoholic for 27 years. Pretty much the whole of my son's life. He'd obviously seen me in my worst, and I had dry time, so he'd seen me at my best as well. And then it was earlier on this year, he said, "You drinking again, Mum?" And I tried to deny it, and I could just see his little face.
My name's Nina. I was an alcoholic. I've been drinking for a long time, every day. The addiction, how it got a hold of me. Every day drinking, morning, all day.
I'm Catherine and I've had misuse problem with substances, alcohol and drugs since the age of 14. I'm 35 now.
My name's Amanda, and I'd say alcohol and drugs have been a problem for me for about 20 years.
I'm Stephen Bennett. About 10 years in the madness of drinking. The last 6 years have become really, really bad, hectic.
My name's Louise. I think it's been about 10 years that I've had a real problem with substance abuse, although I can see the patterns have been throughout my life, really.
Hi, I'm Carolyn. 7 months clean. And I first started drinking probably when I was about 15 years of age. Similar, just the local drinking with friends. Over the last 2 years, yeah, it's been a battle for me.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm just coming up to 7 months clean, and I've had problems with alcohol since I was about 14 when I first started drinking, and then the drugs come in for about the last 15 years really.
My name's Steve. I think I first was introduced to drink when my grandma had a pub and I was 8 years of age, and I used to go and tap the barrels in the Dutton Hotel in Cheetham, and I never thought anything of that, and just tasting the beer, and that's how my alcoholism or my addiction to drink was. I never thought I was a big lad, I could drink a lot, it never seemed to bother me, I could drink more than most people, and that went on unaddressed all my life, and I held some positions in the army and in the rail industry, and I learnt to manage my drinking and maintain my jobs.
I've done 11 months and I found it really hard, but I've stayed clean. I've had no choice really, because I don't want to go back out there.
I've not got grandchildren yet, but if I did, he's already told me that if I'm drinking, I won't be allowed around them because of what he experienced when he was young. He doesn't want his children around that. Me being horrible and drunk, because I'm a nasty drunk.
I've not had no contact with previous partners, my daughter, my sisters and stuff have not really been phoning me, so my greatest fear is really being alone.
Losing my son, that's my greatest fear. Relapsing, that's my greatest fear.
Remembering childhood experiences that I've been told that I have been through, that people have witnessed and I can't remember, and also remembering things that I've done while I've taken drugs and drank alcohol that people tell me and I can't remember. Sometimes things do come back, but my main fear is remembering everything, because I do know I've been involved in quite some horrendous things, and it's embarrassing.
At the moment would be relapsing, failing at recovery.
Picking up again. Yeah.
Yeah, mine definitely would be to pick up, and also it'd cost me losing my children. I've just gotten back in my life. I'm on a good stead. Everything's going well for me.
Right now, relapse. That's definitely my biggest fear.
I've got none now. I've got no fear now. I did have a fear, and that was where I was going to end up with my addiction, but I don't fear anything now.
My greatest fear now is death, because I've now got a life that I really enjoy, and I cherish every day of it, and I don't want it to end.
I had enough and I knew that I was going to die, and I didn't really know that there was a way out until I got in touch with a friend who was in recovery, and he told me to come into a residential rehab.
My father died an alcoholic on his own in a bedsit without his family around him. That's probably another thing that scares me, you know, knowing about that at the age of 55, that's where he ended up. There was drinkers on my mother's side as well, and my mother was a drinker. Growing up, she was a heavy drinker. And there's the social thing, you know, all my friends were abusing drugs and stuff like that as well. And yeah, so not having a father figure there growing up, I think that was maybe that was a big contributing factor.
I've done many detoxes. I did residential rehab for 7 months and stayed clean after that, which was great. I had a cancer scare. I got malignant melanoma, and I was having a few operations, and that triggered the drinking again. It was one of the operations. I was in hospital. I was going to hospital, and I bought alcohol to get to the hospital and drank it while I was there. And that's when it all started again. It was my son that came home earlier this year and said, "You're drinking again, Mum." And that triggered me to get in touch with the alcohol team.
With the alcohol, every day, the addiction, how it got a hold of me. Every day, drinking, morning, all day. I wake up in the morning shaking, go to bed at night shaking, having a drink next to you. It was no life. It was just getting, I seeked help because it was just getting out of hand.
I attempted an overdose at home. Thought, in my mind, silly, my son's old enough now, he'll be able to cope on his own. I've got a granddaughter who's 2, which is nearly 2, it's quite selfish of me not thinking of her, but I thought they've got their family, they can move on and deal with that now. So I attempted suicide, my son come out of work and I got referred to the crisis team.
My son's 10 and he's got learning difficulties and autism. He needs a proper good mother that'll be there for him, support him, but I twisted that and felt sorry for myself because my son had special needs. I just used it as an excuse to drink more at his expense, really. Just years of misery and pain for myself and for my family. I was just ready to die, really. I didn't want to live anymore, so I just thought I'll just have one more shot at it. Got in touch with Acorn and then went from there.
I lost my niece, she was 23, to alcohol. And I lost my sister last year to alcohol-related illness too. I lost my job, lost my home, wasn't allowed to see my kids, split up with my partner, became homeless. I was staying at a friend's, I wasn't allowed to stay there after a bit, so I stayed at another friend's on the couch and they moved out, which left me on the streets. That's when I started on ramp.
I was a mess when I first came into D.E.A.P. I'd a lot of stuff, unresolved issues from the past and resentment, anger, guilt. I was stuck really with loss of control. Weren't even living, was we really?
No.
Just existing.
Just an existence, yeah. When I came into D.E.A.P, I was completely broken. Completely broken. Didn't know who I was anymore.
I didn't know what was wrong with me, but then I suddenly slipped into this isolation that the drink gave me. This locking myself in a room, secret drinking again. And I thought, whoa, you've got a problem and you need to address it. I actually walked into a treatment centre on Oldham Street, ADS, and I asked them what could I do, and they then took my details and passed me on to the alcohol team in Manchester.
A realisation that if I didn't stop I was going to die. It was that blunt. I knew that if I didn't do something that I would either die or my life wouldn't be worth living.
My life story, I found that really hard. Because that's what I've kept in for 18 years and that's what I've gone and used on. And having to sit there and read it out, it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was a relief to let it all go. It hurts. It's been hard. Because everything I've done, I've always blocked out with the drugs, and I've never really wanted to have to sit there and look at it until I came on the D.E.A.P programme, and I've had to sit there and do that. Not just for me, but for my family as well.
Going back to my childhood, really. There was a lot of rejection and anger and bad behaviour and stuff, and learn it. Well, I kind of knew anyway, but bringing that back to the surface as a 40-year-old, there's a lot of stuff from then that I still hold resentment about. And
probably life story. I think everyone would say that it's that's where you start to see patterns, and once you've identified those, you can start to look at things a different way, do things differently, learn from other people, from what they see in your story. I think sometimes it's very easy to see what other people should be doing, or think you know what other people should be doing, but you can't see yourself, you can't see your own patterns, where you've gone wrong or where you've gone right even.
My life story, it took me 4 weeks to do it, avoiding doing it, saying I didn't want to do it, avoiding my counsellor, and I relapsed. I went and drank because he came back, the counsellor came back and said, right, we need it in the next couple of days. So I went home and thought, I know I can drink, and then I'll do this, hand it in tomorrow. And I came in and blew positive. Then I was back on ramp, and then I've come back, they've let me come back on the D.E.A.P programme, which I wasn't sure if they would. And I did my life story, and I read it out, and so I'd completed that, which was brilliant. It was brilliant. And the life story wasn't brilliant, but I'd actually done it, and I'd completed it, and I finished it, and I read it out, which I didn't think I would be capable of, and I did. So that was, for me, that was an achievement.
And then I discussed with my counsellor at one point where my husband went to bed, and in the morning the alarm went off and he was just in the bed, and I went round and put the lamp on, and I could see that things weren't right, and I tried to resuscitate him, but I couldn't save him. So that was a big part of my life, big thing in my life. But with talking about it, that it weren't, I thought, why couldn't I save him? So that had a big impact. So we went through all that to tell me that not to be guilty.
There's things that I've said in D.E.A.P that I've never actually said out loud to anybody, because they're that humiliating for myself, and people was that supportive. It felt so good to be able to get that out of my system, because every time I've thought about these things over the years, I've drank and I've took cocaine to make myself feel better, to deal with it and not think about it, but to actually sit there sober and not have to feel judged, be ridiculed or anything like that, is a real good feeling, and being a safe place to do that.
There's a lot of things in there that I've never spoke about, not even to my partner. It gave me the chance to get them off my chest, even though it was group therapy. It still gave me the ability to speak out in front of everyone and actually have someone there that listens to what's going on for me, rather than just pushing it all to one side. It gave me confidence. I built a lot of confidence in myself through D.E.A.P.
The consequences that I'd put the children through, and to actually see it written out, and the things, some of the examples, and to read it, and yeah, that really, looking at it makes you know, accept and see. You don't want to do that ever again, especially to your children, and put them through that.
The letter that I had to write to my dad, who was very close to my dad, and he passed away. So having to read that and sort of get to grips with all those feelings and all those regrets that I had, But I could, from doing that, I was able to move on, which I'd been stuck for a long time with a lot of regrets, but it helped me move forward, definitely.
I had to write my dad a letter, tell him how I felt. That was the most significant part for me, because in this letter, I kind of let him go. Because I was suffering, I couldn't deal with the grief, because I'd been so like high on drugs or so drunk for the last so many years. I never really dealt with anything with a clear head before. Thought it might put me under, but it had the opposite effect.
Because my father left me when I was 11 and started a new home and a new life with another lady. Writing to him and asking him why he wasn't there for me during the years that I've now realised that I didn't have the support, because my mum was a broken lady after that. She suffered dearly after the separation and divorce, and I witnessed that. And witnessing that and seeing how happy he was with his new life. Writing that letter to him, because he's passed away now, my father and my mother, was the most single thing that relieved all that years of pain and anguish that was inside me, that I'd held. I loved that man and I loved that woman. That was my mum and dad.
I can do anything that I want to in life, and I don't have to go and take drugs or fit in with other people, because I'm my own person now, and I can go and do what I want, and I've got my family back and I can go and spend time with them, clean and sober, and not wanting anything off them apart from love, which I've always had, but I've never been able to see that.
To just stay sober, be myself, not be false person that I was, under the influence all the time. To be happy with myself now.
I want a relationship back with my child. I just want to be a father that I never had, and one that I kind of promised what I hoped for when she was born, that me and my father didn't have.
I just want a relationship with I've got a good relationship with my son. I want a better relationship with him. I want to be there for my grandchildren. I want to not be so bitter with my mum. I want to build a better relationship with her. And for me, to stay sober.
I'd like to just continue on a journey of helping my son grow and not be under the influence of alcohol and drugs and have a happy life.
My wish for the future is for me, to be happy, for him to have a mum that engages, doesn't just bury her head in the sand. I hope to go back into learn new things. I feel like I've got a future now. I can do things that 6 months ago I thought I'd never do.
Happiness.
Yeah, brighter future. And happiness, yeah, you can only have life with the family, and my children, definitely, they are a big part, and I do owe them the world. I need to. They are the world, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For my future, stay sober, get back into work, and get back home with my partner and children and be a family man.
To maintain my recovery and just to enjoy every day as it comes, with its ups and its downs, and not sort of relish on what could have been, but what can be achieved.
I don't have any huge ambitions, I just want to be happy. I want my family to be happy, I want my little boy to be happy, and I just want to be the best mum that I can for him.
There's a woman called June Randall, been one of the main people to kind of make me see sense in a time where my head's been all over the show.
I just want to thank my family for everything that they've done, especially my mum, because she's never left my side throughout my using. Neither's my stepdad David, and neither's my nana.
I'd like to thank Simon from D.E.A.P. He's really put me through it, in a good way. Say, I love you, James. And I'll just say, what are you? And his response would be to that, best boy in the whole world. That's something that he said from being a little boy.
Steve Cross for picking all the pieces of my life together again. And I'd especially like to thank my children who supported me, who've been there, and for helping me get to where I am today.
Thanks Steve, who got me through D.E.A.P. Without him I don't think I could have done it. My mum, Aggie, when I thought that I couldn't carry on and I was crying and carrying on, telling her I can't do this, she'd tell me I can do it and you will do it.
Kane, I just want to say thank you to you for being strong with me. You're my son and I love you to pieces. And from this day on, I will always try and guide you in the best possible way I can. I just want to tell you, Mum, that I know how much you fighted through your life with experiences of your own and the fear and lots of things that you kept inside you. I do feel that if you was here now, this would have saved your life. And I will keep trying for you.
First of all, I'd like to apologise to my partner and my children for everything that I put you through. And I'd like to thank all the staff at Acorn Recovery Projects, as I know a community detox would not have seen me where I am now.
I love you, Kane, Macy and Darcy, and I'm sorry for all the pain I've caused. You are my world, and thank you for being there and putting your trust back in me, supporting me, and I don't ever want to let you go again, and I won't.
My daughter, Candice, my son Kane massively has been a big support to me. I love you all very much. And Tristan, my youngest son, mainly my friend Carolyn.
And thank you, Anna.
I love her loads, and the counsellors have been amazing.
My mum and dad. My mum and dad have always supported me, always loved me, as have all my family, my brother and his wife, and for Teddy, my son, he's my world, and I'm just so happy that I can be a mum to him now.
But I'm worried, just worried, Jeanette, that you won't believe me when I say this, that if it wasn't for you and everything you've done all these years by standing by me and supporting me in my hour of need, I wouldn't be here today. So I want to thank you, Jeanette, from the bottom of my heart. I've always loved you and I'll always love you. Thank you for everything you've ever done.